Guitar Ninjas, and welcome to another Riff of the Week. Today we're going to be having a look at some beginner arpeggios. So for this month we're having a go at a slightly more rocky track in the key of D minor. So we're actually using some arpeggios that fit into D minor. So as a beginner you might not be aware of what an arpeggio is. An arpeggio is simply taking the individual notes of a chord and playing them one at a time. Now this riff seems fairly fast. The hardest bit tends to be getting from one arpeggio shape into another. So let's break this down and have a look at one arpeggio at a time. So if you're watching this on the Guitar Ninja Academy, please check out the tab below where you can follow along with what we're doing. If you're watching this on YouTube, then consider hitting that like button and check out the link for the Guitar Ninja Academy in the description, as you can sign up for free and get access to these videos with the helpful tips of tab and other documents below the videos, absolutely free. What we're doing with these arpeggios is running through just 3 notes and then back to the second note, back to the middle note that we played. So these arpeggios have been designed purposely to get all of our fingers moving. So I'd advise you try and stick to the same fingers that I use myself. Reason for this, it's going to really help that movement for more advanced and intermediate techniques, and it's going to stop that limitation that a lot of people have where the little finger isn't exercised enough. The hardest bit with this is going to be getting that little finger all the way up to the 5th string to start with. It really helps to get our thumb in a strong position pointing up and not along the neck, and our elbow right into our side. So let's have a look. This is our first section. So the first note I'm playing there is all the way up at 17th fret with our little finger. Now most guitars that have fret markers, this should be fairly easy to find. The fret here with the double dots is our 12th fret. Now some guitars won't necessarily show a double dot there, but it may show them here on the top of the neck, pointing towards you when you're looking at it and playing. The next dot will be 15, and the following dot there will be 17, so it should help you find that a bit quicker. So we're going to start with our little finger covering 17th fret on the 5th string, remembering that we count up the strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come up to the 17th. Now getting our little finger up there could be quite difficult. So the first section we're going to do is starting with our little finger here on 17th. We're going to play that note on the 5th string. Then we're sticking to a 1 finger per fret kind of pattern. So from there we're then going to play the 15th fret on the 4th string. So we're going down a string and back 2 frets, so we're going to play that one with our middle finger. So then we'll add the 3rd note, where we're going to play the 14th fret with our index finger on the 3rd string. So we're going down 1 string at a time. And then to add the last note, we're going to go back to the 2nd note we played, which was the 15th fret on the 4th string with our middle finger. Now normally I would suggest that the thumb should never fall further away from you than your index finger. However, when we're coming this far up the neck, the body starts to get in the way, and you will notice that my thumb starts to fall back a bit. Ideally we should be all the way up here, but with your body and the body of the guitar that can be quite tricky. So allowing the thumb to come back a little bit more we'll accept in this situation. So that pattern that we've done there, where we've gone down a string and back 2 frets, down a string and back 1 fret, is the pattern of this minor arpeggio. So we're going to do this same pattern now, but starting our root note, our little finger note, on the 12th fret instead of 17. So that's the one with the double dots. So this is the second arpeggio. So again, starting with that little finger, let's go through this one note at a time. So we've got the 12th fret on the 5th string. We're then going to go down to the 10th fret on the 4th string with our middle finger. So those two notes. Then our 3rd note, we're going to bring our index finger down to the 9th fret on the 3rd string. So those 3 together. And then we're going back to that middle note like we did on the first shape. So now we've gone through the first 2 shapes, it will be good to put those together before we try and add in the next shape. So this is Arpeggios 1 and 2 put together. The hardest bit here is going to be getting from that first arpeggio into the second one. So remember that our little finger needs to land on the double dot fret, the 12th fret, when we start the second one. It can make it easier to find that fret. Okay, so jumping now into the 3rd arpeggio, we're going to come up just 1 fret to the 13th. However, this time we're going to do a major arpeggio, which means the shape is going to change slightly. Instead of going into our middle finger, we're going to use our ring finger instead. So we're going to be on a slightly different fret. So let's have a look at this. We're going to start on 13th fret of the 5th string with the little finger. So again, the double dots are 12, so we're going to come up to 1 fret up. Now, instead of going back 2 frets when we go down the string here, we're going to go back 1. So we're going to use our ring finger on the 12th fret of the 4th string. Our next note is then going to be with our index finger on the 10th fret of the 3rd string. So those 3. And then just like the other 2 arpeggios, we're going to go back to that middle note. So we should get this. And again. Once again, changing between the arpeggios can be the hardest bit, so let's put these 3 together before we add the last one. And once more. And then our final arpeggio is another major arpeggio. Instead of on 13th though, we're going to go to 15th. So we're now going to the other dot. So we've got 12, the double dots, and then 15 is the next dot. So our little finger's coming up here. So up 2 frets from where we were. And we're going to play a major shape again. So our little finger here on 15th. Our next note is going to be with our ring finger on the 14th fret of the 4th string. So the first 2 notes. Then our index is going to be here on 12th fret of the 3rd string. And then we're going to go back to the middle again. So that 14th fret on the 4th string. So that last arpeggio. Once more. So now let's have a go at putting the 4 arpeggios all together. hardest bit here is normally getting back to the beginning when we finished. Like I say, it's all about that changing from one arpeggio to another. So we're about to have a go now with a backing track, so it's going to seem a bit faster. So if you're not up to speed, I'd pause the video here or re-watch and try and get yourself up to scratch with where we are. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube and this has been helpful so far, to hit that thumbs up. And if you're on the Academy, remember that you can share this with other people to gain yourself more fans and coins. So the playthrough is quite a bit faster, so don't worry if you can't keep up with this straight away. It may take a bit of practice. Also, as I said, going from the end to the beginning is an important part. We don't play one loop of chords normally, and that counts for a verse or a chorus. We tend to repeat them 4 or 8 times. So we're going to repeat this exercise 4 times in a row now with the backing track. I hope you found this video enjoyable. The backing track is already available without the lead on it, so you can have a go with that as well. And next week there'll be an intermediate, the week after an advanced, so there'll be plenty of different things to have a go at with this same backing track. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, there is a link below to the Guitar Ninja Academy. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you in a new video soon. Bye!